You don't know me from Adam, but I'm a retired special education teacher and administrator. I taught for 30 years at all levels, K through college, and all exceptionalities except visually and hearing impaired. And I am very upset with what our public schools are not doing in the United States. European schools surpass us by leaps and bounds. We're ranked 35th in the world. Germany, Sweden, Denmark, Shanghai, number one. What do you suppose they're doing that we're not? One thing. They hire the best teachers they can find, and they pay them well. Pay them well. Teachers in those countries are respected and honored. Education is a priority, not so much here in America. Do you know who our Secretary of Education is right now? I bet you don't. You know why? Because he's done nothing. Democrats have done nothing for 8 years for our students. And education is the key. Donald Trump, when you become president, I want you to appoint a Secretary of Education who has taught, actually taught in the classroom. When a child has no hope, why should he care? If he sees no light at the end of the tunnel, why should he even try? Jobs bring hope. Education is the hope. Donald has a lot of work to do. We need to revamp and restructure what we already have. We don't need vouchers. We don't need not private schools, but charter schools, home study. We just need good public schools that are doing their jobs. Ask any kindergarten teacher, and he or she will tell you in her class or his class which kid's going to college, which kid's going to work, and which kid's going to jail. So we have 3 divisions. We have 3 tracks. We have the academic, the vocational, and the behavioral. The academic students are their best and brightest students we have. They're the doctors, the lawyers, the teachers. They are the movers and shakers of tomorrow. They need to be pushed as far and as fast as we can, all the way to Shanghai. Do not stifle them. Vocational student, that kid who sits in your classroom with his hat on backwards, watching the clock. He doesn't care about school, but you put a small engine in front of him and boom, you got him hook, line, and sinker. You know why? He's a hands-on learner. Vocational ed. We should be bringing businesses in from our communities. Plumbers, welders, cabinet makers. All these people should be coming into our schools and mentoring and forming apprenticeships with these kids, these upperclassmen, teaching them what to do when they graduate, get them ready for a job. We should have daycare in our schools so that teachers can bring their kids to the school and have free daycare. We should have auto shop where people can bring their cars and have their oil changed, their tires rotated for free. But what are we doing? Nothing. We're not helping anybody. Then you have the kid over there who never misses class. He's always there and he disrupts your day every day. That kid is removed from the vocational or the academic class. He is going to be placed in what I call a military academy. Guess why? Because the military is going to run it. We're going to get some big sergeants to come in there and say, no, you can't, and yes, you have to pull up your pants and wear a belt. There's going to be no more disruption. They'll be pulled out. Bullies the same way. If the parents cannot take charge of their students and control their behavior, then we have to. We are in loco parentis. It is our job to do what the parents are unable to do. They let the kids run wild in the streets at night with drugs and gangs and guns. That's going to cease. It's going to cease. We'll have some vets come in who have one leg missing, one arm missing, whatever. Let these kids see what it's like to fight for a reason. Let these vets help these students build character and feel good about themselves, because they don't. That's the problem. Building character. If they can't behave in school, then they go to the military academy and learn to behave. We're not putting up with their stuff anymore. It will end. Bullying will end. In this manual, no gangs, no guns, no kidding, I have a complete plan to revamp and restructure what we already have. We don't have to do anything different. You can ask any kindergarten teacher, and he or she will tell you, these kids are going to college, these kids are going to be vocational, and these kids are going to go somewhere else. Who knows? You know, there's a district not far from here, very wealthy, and the new superintendent is being paid $367,000 a year. And do you know that last year he couldn't even come up with a bus schedule for the first month? They were leaving kids on the side of the road. So I went to the mayor of this city and I said, Madam Mayor, I said, what's going on with your gangs and your guns and your crime and all this other stuff? Aren't you working with the schools? She goes, oh, no, they don't care. They don't work. I said, you don't work with the schools? She goes, no. So I went back to the school board and I asked to talk to a school board member, and I said, what is going on with the with your school, with the school here, with your gangs and your guns and stuff, and bullying and all these lawsuits? And she says, oh, this district is in chaos. I go, well, you know, the bus drivers don't make enough to drive the bus and discipline at the same time. She says, you come in here with your highfalutin ideas. I go, highfalutin? I'm thinking, you know, you're making $57,000 a year. You don't really care about the bullies or the bus drivers. There's 9 of you, and that's 9 times 50. Well, that's a lot of money to be putting out for someone who doesn't really care about our kids. So I came up with another idea. I said, let's have regional school boards. Let's have one school board take care of a lot of different school districts. I mean, we've already invented the wheel. Why not? We may have to tweak it a little here and there, but it's already done. I feel if the president can monitor 50 states, you know, one school board should be able to handle 50 schools. We have to consolidate and be more consistent in our schools. I think that we should do this. I think that each state should be divided into academic districts, and the number of districts will be determined by the population of the state. And each of these districts will have a superintendent and an assistant. And the principal of the schools in that academic district will report to that superintendent. Each district does not need a superintendent and 16 million assistant superintendents. That's a lot of money. We're paying a lot of people a lot of money for not doing a whole lot, in my estimation. We will have no A or B or C or F schools. There will be a central school fund where all monies will be deposited into one fund, and the monies will be dispersed as needed by the schools in that state. Therefore, we will have no rich white schools and no poor pink schools. Did you get my idea? The skin color doesn't matter. Kids are kids. We're going to have a national curriculum written by teachers in these 4 subjects: reading, writing, math, and science. And these 4 subjects will be taught across the United States at the same time, so that if Kenny moves from Kentucky to Tennessee or Kentucky to California, across the country, he doesn't need to worry about missing a lesson. Do you understand? The teachers know what needs to be taught when. They can set it up. Okay? The teachers' salaries will not be based on student scores on this national curriculum test, which all the kids will take. It's not fair. It's not a level playing field. Teachers will be evaluated by their peers, not Mr. Jolly Rogers in the front office. He doesn't know what I'm doing, but my neighbor does. Another thing I thought about. All kids will wear uniforms. I have seen enough cracks and cleavage to last me a lifetime. We will have polos with collars and sleeves, and pants with a khaki or black or shorts. That's it. You can have a Friday dress down if you want, but it's up to the district. Uniforms indicate an organization of the mind, a mindset that says we're all on the same page and we're ready to go. Also, grades will be blended. We will blend pre-K and K, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. We will still have the tracking of the academic and the vocational, and the teachers will work as a team. There will be no failing anymore. You blend through, so that stigma is gone of failing a class. You blend through. And, odd though it may seem, the students will learn to read. Oh, I have a reading series on my shelf right now that I worked on for 3 years, and I've used it with the Hmong students in Oshkosh who spoke no English, and I taught all of them to read, and sometimes I did it in 5 minutes. I can take a non-English speaking child and teach them to read in 5 minutes. Special ed students will not be mainstreamed into the regular classroom unless done in a staffing. On an individual case-by-case basis, okay? In this manual is an anti-bullying program, K through 12. K through 8 involves the entire school. Everybody's involved. 9 through 12 is a little bit different, but it works if it's used. And this includes cyberbullying. If you do cyberbullying, the kid brings in the email, whatever's on the computer, or the whole computer, and shows it to the principal. 1, 2, 3 strikes, they're out and they're in the military academy until they can learn to behave and be decent. If you are in an overcrowded classroom, overcrowded school, we're going to have an AM and a PM school. The freshmen will come in the morning because they ride the bus from 7 to 3. Upperclassmen come in the afternoon from 3 to 10 because they can drive and get themselves home. They have jobs, too bad. School comes first. This will eliminate also the overcrowding on the buses. You want to have lunch for the evening classes? Invite McDonald's on Monday, Taco on Tuesday, Wendy's on Wednesday. Have the community come in and provide the dinner. Let's put everybody to work. Anybody who wants to be a teacher will be given a 4-year scholarship. That's the incentive. That's what we have to use. The schools must work with the police and the mayors, all work together. There will be no more gangs. Trump gets rid of the illegal ones that are here wreaking all the havoc. We take care of the rest with jobs and education. That's going to solve that problem. It all starts with the schools, and it starts in kindergarten. Bill O'Reilly, I'm going to double dare you to have me on your show, because I saw teachers under siege, and I was very upset, very upset. Oh, by the way, my name is Dr. Mary, like Dr. Phil or Dr. Oz. I want you to email me and tell me if you want to get this manual. Teachers, principals, governors, mayors, parents, everybody has this. Everybody should have this. Order it today. Here is my email. I will be waiting to hear from you. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.